Hey there and welcome back. This is the third video in my brand new memory planning series called Sit Down and Start, which is covering 4 different ways to approach memory planning. Today we're on our third video. I'll go ahead and link in the cards in the description down below, the playlist where you can catch the first and the second video if you are looking for different ways to approach your memory planning. Now everyone's style is a little bit different, so this is just an approach. You may try it and love it. You may try it and not be the biggest fan, but I find to stay consistent with my memory keeping habit and routines, giving myself permission to mix up my approach each week really helps to be able to stick with it. And it's something that I value, so I need to make sure that I'm keeping it interested and interesting so that I don't lose interest and I stay committed to this hobby, which is something I really love. So the third approach that I'm going to be talking about today is all about using sketches. Now I have a few examples here. 2 of these I've pulled from Citrus Twist, which these are right from their website and their blog. I also check out Pinterest. This here is one from Studio Calico. There are tons of different types of sketches out there. I think of a sketch as like a blueprint. So if you were building a house or you were maybe building a dress, this is just a way that it can guide you. Obviously, I guess if you're making a dress or a home, you probably want to follow it pretty closely. Otherwise, your dress isn't going to work out for you and your house may fall down. But this is the cool thing about sketches, right? That you can actually take this exactly how it is laid out by the initial designer, or you can take elements that you love and implement it on your projects. Now, if you notice that obviously this is a memory planning process video and neither of these are memory planning layouts. There are not many, actually, I'm not even sure if I've ever seen them before, memory planning sketches. So when I'm using sketches, I am typically using elements from a sketch that I love. Now, like I said, this could be this looks like a 12 by 12. This would be probably like an 8.5 by 11. This is a traveler's notebook. I also want to point out, if you are a Coco Daisy subscriber and you subscribe to the traveler's notebook kit, there are, there's like a actual printed insert that comes with the kit. These are also available for digital download in their shop as well. But as you can see, this just is giving you an idea. I really like to use sketches almost as like a training wheel, or if I feel like I'm having a hard time getting started, maybe, with my depression, it's a low energy week, or maybe I'm just kind of in a creative rut and I'm feeling really stuck, I always turn to sketches and I get that inspiration. Now, hold on. Before we jump in, we need to talk about one pitfall, and that is not getting lost in the rabbit hole of all of the sketch options that are out there. When you are looking at a sketch, I recommend that you give yourself a limited time. You don't want to spend all of your time looking for sketches. You want to make sure that you're actually getting down to the project. So I say you just pull 2. There are so many options out there. Use what first comes to you. You see one, you like it, go for it. You can always print them out. You can save it, bookmark it, and then use that other layout that sparked your interest as well on a later date. So I have my pictures ready and my planner pages, and I'm kind of going back and forth between these 2, but I really love this little detail at the bottom. I don't actually have a sewing machine, but I know that I have a stamp set from Coco Daisy that will give me this kind of stitch look. And I also have quite a few photos that are actually from the same days of the week. So we had gone to a birthday party for one of my partner's friends on Monday evening, actually. So those were grouped together. This one is of a tragic story of a garden failure. So I've kept those together. And then I do have these two photos of my puppies and my mom's pup that was taken the same day. I did cut them apart because they're larger, but I'm looking at kind of how these are staggered, and perhaps I could stagger it in a way. And then I've got this other photo that doesn't belong to a specific day particularly. Now I'm going to talk a bit more about this in my next video, but when I'm looking at photo placement, for me, I'm not like, it's not critical that that photo of the day is on that day. If it's like something kind of generic like this is my puppy Luna sunbathing outside. She does this quite frequently, so I will use this wherever, whereas like this was a specific, on a specific event, on a specific day, so I'm gonna leave it on that Monday slot. But I'll talk more about that on the next video. As I mentioned, I typically rely on this type of format to approach my memory planning the weeks that I'm ready to have a bit more time and I'm looking to engage in some more creative play. Now, the sketch is so great because it's giving me that foundation. It's the roadmap. So I have that sketch right off to the side, and I am adding that thread stamp to the bottom. Now, this is an example of I am taking an interpretation of the sketch. So I'm sure they were designing this as you would actually run it through your sewing machine. I unfortunately do not have a sewing machine, so I'm going to use a stamp that I had, but you could also hand dot it. This is just showing you that there's many ways that you can take certain elements from a sketch or copy it exactly as is. I'm using an assortment of beautiful products, primarily from Citrus Twist and Cocoa Daisy. I am trimming down this washi as I did prefer to have that white space in between. Now, this is back going to that. You can take certain elements of the sketch or you can do exactly what is listed there. I'm tweaking it just a tiny bit to make sure it's still appealing to what I am going for. Now, I am building my first cluster that I will be repeating from the sketch. That's stacked photos with a circular element and then a big word phrase. I'm using these puffy stickers and I'm using the clear packaging as a guide to help me kind of visually see where the puffy stickers are going to go. I'm using my products to help visualize before I commit to anything. This can really help to get that picture of what you're going for without spending too much time, over analyzing, because I know I can definitely get like that analysis paralysis. So use it as a tool, but if you see that you're getting a little too obsessive on exactly where things need to go, then, set some boundaries for yourself around this. As you can see here, and as I'm going through this process, I am changing my mind. I'm auditioning different things, but I'm not spending tons of my creative time making decisions. Set that boundary with yourself. It will turn out beautiful. You do have this skill within yourself to document your memories in a beautiful way. And using sketches is such a great way to help build your confidence, especially if you are new to memory planning or into memory keeping in general. I think it's super helpful. With the left side of my layout completed, I am moving to the right hand side. You'll see I'm just swooping in a small piece of patterned paper to fill in a little oopsie from an incomplete stamp image. No big deal. I'm bringing over that beautiful patterned paper once again. So I am wrapping up the final details of this layout. I am using the sketch as a continued opportunity and point of reference when I'm adding these final details into my project. I really hope that you enjoyed today's video, and once again, you've kind of have a new idea or a new approach in how you can go about your memory planning projects. I really appreciate you being here today. If you did enjoy this video, it would mean so much for me for you to give it a thumbs up and leave me a comment. That helps out my channel so much and just really gives me that positive feedback to keep on putting out content and sharing this all with you. I have some final photos of the project here, and I just am obsessed with how this one came out. Thank you so much for being here. If you have not caught the first 2 videos in the series, go ahead and check these out, and I will see you very soon for our 4th and final video in our Sit Down and Start memory planning series, all about different ways you can approach your memory planning. Until next time, see you all soon.